Well, this really has been such an issue for a very, very long time now. However, back in the headlines these past few weeks with illegal mining that seems to be thriving around Gauteng. It was just last week, 17 people at the Angelo informal settlement in the East Rand died following a gas leak. Zama Zamas have been blamed for the deaths, which included 3 children. Now, to date, police have made no arrests in that issue. The Democratic Alliance has come out and called for a special crime-busting unit to tackle illegal mining. Now, the lack of adequate police visibility has been an issue for many, many years, resulted in underdeveloped communities living in fear. Well, let's get the thoughts of criminologist Professor Kholofelo Rakubu back with us here on eNCA. Prof, good morning to you. I appreciate your time. So would policing bring an end to illegal mining? You think we have the resources? Is this the way to go?
Good morning, and thank you for having me. Policing, let's look into the challenges we've been having. Illegal mining has been there, and we have been having a reactional response to it. We have been failing. We don't have the resources currently. If you check, illegal mining activities have criminal elements and are well orchestrated. And in that regard, you need a specialized unit that would have an understanding that they're dealing with a heavily armed syndicates that will understand that the training requires that they even go underground. And a high level of intelligence will be required here. And it will be only beneficial or work when there's proper police-community relations, because this illegal mining happens in communities. However, they happen in illegal communities where now they cannot be reporting because we are most accomplices, mostly as tenants to illegal immigrants. And due to the nature of activities, we also benefit. The communities at some point do benefit because these illegal miners rent from us, and we also observe and assist in their activities. Only when something like this happened, then we look like we didn't know what was happening in our communities. If you tap into how the community is structured, first it's socially disorganized, it's congested, there's lack of the principles of crime prevention through environmental design, because it is informal settlement. Not much thought were given into how the community streets are going to be set up and the lighting and so forth. All of that makes it very difficult to police such an area. Imagine if now South African Police Service fails to police well-structured communities. What about the poorly structured ones? It's going to be difficult, but with the illegal mining, high-level intelligence, yes, coordinated efforts, and bringing in private security to beef up the system. But we need financial muscles, because it shows what? This has been a problem for quite some time. And high-level intelligence requires training. And also, for South Africa to win this battle, they should move away from arresting runners and attend to arresting kingpins, because it looks like we're only running after runners. And this lack of political will, because it's not like they don't know who are the kingpins or what is happening. They do know. But high-level intelligence, poorly coordinated, being reactional as well. And now you're dealing with a community that is just intended to undermine the rule of law. And
because it actually benefits them in the end, doesn't it? It's, Prof, as you're saying, and I've heard this argument before, that the local communities are benefiting from this. Either they're benefiting financially or directly, but also there could be an intimidation factor involved as well. So police getting onto the ground to understand the community. So that's key in this as well. Can I go one step back? I'm also curious to know, when you talk about high-level intelligence, before we start trying to deal with the issue, like the DA is saying, a specialized crime-busting unit, do we even have a sense, do you get a sense of how many illegal mines there are? Because it seems as though not many people actually know where they are unless you're living there. There could be thousands of these things and we wouldn't even know as a country.
I don't think as a country we understand or we know the magnitude of illegal mining. And it will be very difficult now to police something that you don't even have the thorough understanding of. You need to live in a community to understand it. And again, you can't live in an illegal community. And remember, for us to say illegal mining, can we also understand the workers or the people that are involved in illegal mining? How many South Africans are there? Because there are some calls for relaxing mining legislations or on allowing small scale mining. But if you look into that, who are these illegal miners? You find that those are people that are not even supposed to be in South Africa, for example. So how do we now accommodate that? Because now we will be saying, come to South Africa and do as you please. They will operate in illegal communities, undocumented communities, or unstructured communities. That will make it difficult for even us calling for specialized unit. We just need intelligence here. Yes, we need the unit and thorough understanding of where it happens. And South Africa should deal with what? Allowing opportunities for communities such as this, because those are what? Safe havens for criminal activities. And communities indeed do benefit, because those
let me ask you this, Prof, because you've raised such very, very good points, but very wide-ranging issues, and I think many people will agree with you, Prof, of course. If there was a political party, perhaps the SAPS or investigative units busy watching this now, and they asked you, Prof, okay, we saw the interview you had on eNCA, you come tell us, what must we do? Just in closing, my last question to you. Where do you begin to undo this? Because now you've also mentioned an issue that could be a home affairs issue, which is the illegal immigrants in our country. So where in this litany of problems you've highlighted do you begin as the Prof to try and get on top of this? Last question.
Okay, where do we start? Illegal communities. Whose responsibility is it? Those are within municipalities. They should be not allowed, because those create challenges for South African Police Service, and the South African Police Service cannot deal with such. Let's look into issue of unemployment. Before we arrive at a strategy, there are multiple departments that impact negatively on the functionality or responsiveness of the police. Remember, we're dealing with home affairs. We're dealing with social development there. So all those impact on. That is why we need a coordinated response. All departments, all sister departments must take responsibilities. Municipalities must take lead within their areas of jurisdiction to avoid opportunities for illegal mining. Now, do not leave shafts open. Department of Resources and Mineral and Resources should take charge, because all that, they put communities at more vulnerability for such takeover from illegal miners. They are all looking for opportunities. So unattended shaft or abandoned shaft, you are creating problem for municipalities that are already struggling. Now, South African Police Service should now come in and respond to unemployment-related issue or lawlessness-related. There are many issues that they can't attend to. Issues of lighting, issues of surveillance, issues of territorial reinforcement or municipal ownership. It's beyond the police, but the police now have to come in. We can only deal with what we have. High level of intelligence and working with the community. We believe within those communities, they are real occupants that really want to be safe and secured.
And that's almost where this low-level intelligence becomes high-level intelligence. I love the way you've explained this, how you got to go from the bottom to the top in order to work your way back down. It's such a clever way of explaining it. Prof, it's such a pleasure having you on the show. Hopefully we'll talk again. Criminologist Professor Kholofelo Rakubu. There's so many layers, just like a mine, if you will, layers and levels to this. There isn't one solution, but the Prof giving good ideas on where to start. My thanks to the good Prof this morning.